episode 732, February 6th, 2023. And on the show this week, we got Terency.
Oh, that's me. What's up, y'all? How y'all
Terency,
doing?
are you there? Terency?
Yes, I said what's up, y'all. How y'all doing?
Okay. We got Aryan,
Present.
and we got Dr. Ooh.
I get that now.
Sorry.
I was going to say come on and slam and welcome to the jam, but because that was my first album I ever purchased.
Come on,
but,
and slam.
Yeah.
Welcome to the jail.
Oh,
my
Lordy.
God. Freaking
Wow.
Space Jam, man.
That's right, Space Jam.
Back
The
when,
soundtrack to Space Jam.
back when basketball players were really good.
Yeah.
Are they
Anyway,
not good
yeah,
now? Is
super
that
nice, man.
is that what's
I
going
paid
on?
cash. I paid cash money for Shaq Diesel.
Hey, I did too.
Oh, you know what? I did too.
I did
yeah.
too. Come on, man. Shaq was like the biggest thing when we were kids, and he's like, "Oh, he's putting out an album. Like, I gotta buy
What's
that."
up, Doc? Can we rock?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
With Onyx,
Man.
Onyx.
I have a story for you about Shaquille O'Neal.
Mm-mm.
So when I was a kid, I'm talking like 7, 8, something like that. Maybe I can't remember how old it was, but I was a kid. Me and my dad went to a gas station, and we were in the gas station, and Shaquille O'Neal walks in. I don't know what he was doing. He bought gas. I think he may have got a drink or something like that. I can't remember. But my dad, for some odd reason, didn't know who he was. And he said, "Hey, do you play basketball?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I kind of figured you're a really tall guy." And as he was walking out the door, Dad's like, "Hey, what's your name?" He said, "O'Neal." And he walked out the door. I was like, "Dad, that's freaking Shaq." He didn't even know who it was. I was like,
Crazy.
because I wasn't really paying attention. I just saw a giant man walk in. But I was like, "Dad, that was Shaq." And he's like, "The basketball player?" I was like, "Yeah." So
How about that?
I met
That's
Shaq one
excellent.
time inadvertently, and my dad didn't know who he was.
Yeah, and he probably left super insulted.
Is that,
He probably did.
Oh, you even talk about? I don't know what you're talking
I mean,
about.
this was probably maybe 94, 95 max. So when did he start playing?
It's in the 90s, like early
Yeah.
90s, I think.
Early
Yeah.
90s, yeah.
Early 90s.
Yeah.
So I mean, he would have been
was with
established.
Orlando.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord.
there you go.
That's funny.
Should ask him
Yep.
if he can make a free throw. That's what you should have asked him.
Yeah,
Ooh.
right. He might have come back in the store.
Right. You're like, what you say?
He just step on your ass. That's what's gonna happen.
No kidding.
Oh lordy. Anyway, this is a podcast about video games. So let's talk about video games. I'll kick it off with Dr. Ooh.
Okay. Well, I went back to my childhood of 1997 and
Oh,
played
God.
GoldenEye.
Motherfucker, I graduated in 98. I don't want to hear your childhood.
I was 12 in 1997. So,
Graduated in 1999, so.
1 year
There you
after. Yep, I was 98 because I have a late birthday, so.
I graduated in the year 2004.
Oh my God.
Yep. Closing in on 20 years for me.
Oh, I done past that landmark.
And I was in 2002, but I mean, yeah. Right.
So I was playing GoldenEye this week. And I have a lot of nostalgia for that game.
Still
I
fun.
can fully admit though, does not translate very well.
I mean, it's old. All old
It's old.
games are old. I mean,
Yeah.
360 games kind of play like crap now.
Mm,
They do. You don't remember, but they do. Go back and play a third-person shooter.
Go play Gears of War.
Not Gears of War. Gears of War. That's like saying go back and play Mario 64. Platformers always been good. Motherfucker, play Croc. Okay. There's a difference in quality.
All I'm saying is, I went back and played some GoldenEye, and the thing is, so there is, I experienced it. It was almost like somebody hit me over the head. So there's the surface level. There's 2 surface levels. You have to go back to it. On surface 2, you have to go get a key to unlock a door, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't know where to go to get the key. Like nowadays, like 20 or 20. I wish I was 20 something. No, 37-year-old Drew couldn't remember where the key was. But I ran into a cabin that had a surveillance camera on it, and it was like somebody knocked me over the head. I was like, holy shit, I remember this. I remembered that the surveillance camera cabin was the one where you got the key. I went and found the key, and I brought it back, and I was like, wow, how did I remember this from 20-something years ago? But it clicked for me, and that's when I was like, you know what? I like GoldenEye.
That's because we played GoldenEye like ad infinitum.
Yeah.
You just played that shit over and over and over again.
When I was a kid, I beat every single level on 00 Agent.
Yeah, I ain't doing it today.
Oh, you're a beast. Yeah,
I did.
That.
I straight up did. Cause, dude, you only got like one video game a year.
That's true.
That's all I played. And I got to I had it down to a science. I beat every single one. I unlocked all the other extra levels, stuff like that. It was, I'm sure if speedrunning existed back then, I could have been a speedrunner.
That was me in Mega Man 2.
So there you go. But I played a good amount of GoldenEye this week. It was fun going back.
Absolutely.
I haven't finished it yet, but you know.
It's a good video game, and there's so much conversation about it. I'm like, I don't know what y'all motherfuckers expected, but it's an N64 game.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it that they used? Because I still I downloaded it, but I still haven't even booted it up. But wasn't a lot of the problem that they used the inferior version of the ROM or something like that?
I don't think there's any difference in the. I'm pretty sure it's just the game.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because I saw discourse. They were saying well, if they had used this version, it wouldn't have done. I'm like, well, I mean, it's just GoldenEye.
You're always
different versions.
You're always gonna get those people out there well, actually, you should just play the OEM version because that's the correct version to play. That's the right one.
That's what it was too. It was that type of dude. Yeah, he was saying that this is if you want to play the definitive. That's the word he used. The definitive version. You should play this. Yeah, that's what it was too.
You should take a definitive walk off a cliff, motherfucker, because you are annoying as shit. Let people enjoy what the fuck they want to enjoy. I don't care.
I had a good time with it. That's all that matters.
I can play it on my I can play it on my 4K TV with an Xbox controller. I don't need to drag out the N64 and try to figure out how to hook up a fucking red, yellow, and white cable to my new TV.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, but just buy a CRT. Get the fuck out of here.
If you don't get out of here, right? Nah.
Yeah, no. And I play a lot of Yakuza, Like a Dragon.
Like a Dragon.
Yeah. Has it kicked in yet? Did you hit that difficulty spike?
No, not yet. From what I understand, that gets about halfway through the game. I'm only in chapter 5 right now.
Yeah, it's coming.
Okay. Yeah, you're still early. Okay.
I haven't even got a full party yet.
Oh.
Got you.
The game's so good.
Yeah, I love it.
Good.
I think it's absolutely fantastic. Man, I'm glad this is the direction they're going because we've played every Yakuza game for Phoenix Down almost back to back. I got so burned out on the beat 'em up formula.
I mean, you played 7 fucking video games that are 50 hours apiece minimum.
I know. They're very long. Well, that's what we do. That's what we do on Phoenix Down. We torture ourselves.
I mean, at least Yakuza.
So you don't have to. Yeah, that's true.
No, we did a whole year of just bad games, and it was bad. It was not fun.
Yeah, when you guys said you were doing that, I was like, man, you gonna regret this by June.
We regret it by the 3rd game. And we played probably about 20 games that year.
Ugh.
Some of those. I will firmly say this. I have found the worst game ever made. The worst game ever made. What? Go ahead.
The PS1 game, right?
It's a PS1 game. Perfect Weapon.
Oh, Perfect Weapon. That's right.
Perfect Weapon is the worst fucking video game I've ever played in my life. And I own it forever because I bought it on my PlayStation
you had to
account.
Buy it. Dang.
Yeah. It was $5, but still. That is I would have gladly have burned $5 in front of my face than to play that. It's fucking horrible. It's
I've never
horrible.
played it.
PS1
So
got
bad.
some real rough games for sure.
Yes, it does.
I tried to boot Steel Harbinger this week, and for some reason it didn't work that well. But holy crap, I got to watch the intro. God damn, if you don't remember that intro, go watch it. It is fucking wild. Holy shit.
That name sound was that was it a submarine game?
No. This is a game. It's like a 3D action game, and man, that CGI and that intro are something else.
Have to look it up. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's about it. In between playing Yakuza, I'll jump on some GoldenEye, do a couple levels there. But Yakuza takes up a lot of time. There's a lot. Dude, there is so much to do in Like a Dragon. Like a Dragon, like, kicks it up a notch with the crap that you can do. Like, not only are you doing a full-on RPG where you can level up, grind levels, grind jobs, you can do this whole, like, confectionery, like, run a business. In between running the business, you have shareholder meetings that you have to do. It's crazy the amount of stuff that you can do in this game.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I love the business thing, like the meeting thing. Like you could literally just play that and get lost in doing that. Like it's a lot of fun.
That's the business management part of that game is a game in and of itself.
Yep.
Like you go into and you have battles during shareholder meetings where you have to tell people to shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean,
it's so good.
Those games
it's so
wild,
good. Yeah.
Wild shit, man. We're getting a new one next month. New
Yeah,
old one.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a HD remake of an older game, right?
Yeah, Like a Dragon. Was it Samurai Times or something?
Yeah, it's feudal Japan.
Yeah.
But didn't they make a couple of those games?
I thought there was just the one, and it just never
Was it
came
just
to the
one?
U.S.
Okay, what was it on PS3? I think.
I think you're right.
Okay.
I think so.
And this is a beat 'em up. It's not turn based like a Dragon.
No. It's old, so it's beat 'em up.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, no. I mean, geez, those guys bust their ass to get games out, don't they?
Yeah. I don't know how they put out games. They put out more games than like the Lego dudes. It's crazy.
The thing is, they make some really good games too. Like looking beyond Yakuza.
Yeah, they did both of the Fist of the North Star games.
Yep. They did the robot game. What was it called?
The robot game.
Binary Domain.
Oh yeah.
That was them?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that game was good.
Yeah.
That was a
Binary
sleeper
Domain
game, yeah.
is that was them. Which is awesome. If you are listening to this and you've never played Binary Domain, you need to play it. We played it for Phoenix Down, and I mean the game makes you start thinking. Like me and Matt had like conversations like, what does it mean to be a human? You know, what makes something alive and what's something not alive?
They also
it got surprisingly deep.
Yeah, they also ported Virtua Fighter 5 to the PS4 and Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD.
There you go.
They did Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD the same year they did Yakuza 4 and 5 remastered.
That's right, because Kiryu is in Super Monkey Ball.
Yep, there's also a Kiryu outfit in Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown.
There you go. Oh man,
Those
but yeah,
dudes
that's
some work, man.
That's pretty much it for me.
All right, and you were correct. Ishin was on PS3 and apparently PS4.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was like a one of those that came out like during the console life cycle, like in between.
Yeah, must have been. All right, well, I'll move on to Terenzi. What's up?
Okay, so I played. Actually, I haven't played a whole lot of stuff this week, but I played the big thing. I played some. It's called Super Fuse. Talked about it on the show before. It's an action RPG. It's really just like a love letter, honestly, to Diablo 2. So it's the similar, isometric camera using the mouse controls. It plays like Diablo 2, but it's got a sci-fi comic book vibe. So it's very bright and colorful, cell shading kind of thing. and the classes are basically you're like superheroes. You have an Elementus, which can control fire and ice, and then if you like prestige her, you'll unlock a different ability for her. There's a Berserker, which is basically like a barbarian. He throws hands, and they have a Technomancer, which I personally like because it's the closest I get to playing as Magneto. Because he flings metal and stuff around, which is nice. And then he summons little like robotic minions and stuff. But yeah, I mean it's in early access, which because nowadays every game launches in early access for some reason. So it doesn't have everything it's going to have. It doesn't have a complete story. They have up to, I can't remember the chapter. It's a little bit less than half, I think, of the story, but you can play it. Co-op. And the big thing about Superfuse is that it does what I think Diablo 3 was going to do with the rune system, where you could, pick up a rune and put it on the oh god, it wasn't the shaman, the witch doctor, and like your frog attack would turn into like, a raining frogs or giant frogs or whatever. In Superfuse, you have fuses that will augment your abilities. So if you have a normal, say, fireball attack, you may pick up something, a fuse, which will now turn that fireball attack into like a fire tornado. Or it may, turn it into like a triple shooting fireball. It goes out in different directions. So all the different abilities and stuff in the game can be augmented with these different fuses. And they do other stuff, of course, like, give you +5 damage and stuff like that. But the big draw from them is to kind of tweak your abilities.
Okay, that sounds kind of cool. Would you say it's more actiony than a Diablo game?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So did you ever play Victor Vran?
Yes.
Feels more like Victor Vran, maybe?
It's maybe a little bit less than Victor Vran, because Victor Vran went hard. Like, that was a good guy. If you turn it down just one notch from Victor Vran, and that's where you at.
Maybe Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing.
Yes, that was the one. I couldn't think of it. Yep, it's in line with that.
They made 3 of those games, man.
They did. Dude,
they did.
Van Helsing games were good.
They were good,
but that's like too much Van Helsing.
Like there's a lot of monsters that need slaying.
I mean, but we didn't need there's already as many of those as there are Diablos, and that's crazy because those things came out in the span of 2 years or something.
They were technically continuations of the story.
Sure, but come on.
Those games were only 10 hours apiece.
Yeah, but that's a lot of Van Helsing.
Well, okay.
It is.
Well, if you like Van Helsing, you're good for a time.
This is true. But yeah, you would dig this, Drew. Outside of the normal early access issues with crashes and, all kinds of bugs and stuff, it doesn't have controller support right now, so it's only mouse and keyboard.
So it's on PC only, I guess?
Yeah, right now. So they're planning to put it on console, but, it's early access, which they're saying, I think early access is going to be a year and a half or something like that. So it may not hit console till 2025.
Oh, cool. I'll forget about it by then.
Yeah, and that's why, oh my God, that's why early access sucks. Because even if you play it right now, you're like, oh man, this game is, all right, it is great. I'm going to go play this. And then by the time it actually comes out, you ain't going to care because you already have done so much. That's what happened with Ark. I went hard when Ark came out. And it was like Ark 1.0. I'm like, nigga, I'm done. I don't care. I've built bases. I've tamed dinosaurs. I've killed a gigasaur. I'm cool. I hate early access. Anyway,
is it a roundabout way to not pay QA testers? Is that what it is? Is that where the QA testers? Like it.
Yeah. So
it's also to fund your game, right?
Well, yeah, and it feels like sometimes it feels like it's a way to avoid criticism.
Yeah,
that too.
Most people don't review early access games.
Yeah, and it's it's early access, so you can't really complain about it because
exactly
it's not actually released yet.
Right, and there's stuff that's been in early access for years, still that still hasn't hit a 1.0.
Ark was in early access for a long time. It had DLC before it went 1.0.
Yep, and people were pissed about that. You charging DLC and you ain't even released the full game yet. And it's Yeah, but it's spun as like a way for the players to help the developer, like to help the developer shape the game, which is cool. But that's just a paid beta test, right? Because ain't that what you do with beta test? Like,
I mean,
people that actually do them right, like you help them shape the game. But anyways, the game is good, but I fear by the time it comes out, I'm not going to care because I would prefer to play it with a controller because I can do the keyboard and stuff. But man, it is I'm not good using the keyboard and mouse anymore. But yeah. So what else did I play? Oh, I played Forspoken. I played a lot of hours into Forspoken, and Forspoken is not a bad game. It's not a great game. It's not a 10, nah. But I feel like a lot of the stuff that was like blown out of proportion about it was taken out of context. Like some of her lines, like of her saying, "So that's a thing that I do now," or whatever. Like if you knew like her journey to that point, all her stuff makes sense. I would be freaking the fuck out too. I would be saying crazy stuff like, this girl done got teleported into a castle with stuff talking, and a dragon shows up in the first 5 minutes, and they like, go ahead and fight it. What? Like, she's allowed to do all of that. Now, is it Oscar worthy writing? Nah, it's really not. But it's not as bad as the internet was memeing it out to be. The combat is a lot of fun. I'm enjoying the combat. The movement and stuff is a lot of fun. Her little magical parkour. I still have my kind of complaint about the enemies, but it's because the combat is so good. Like once I find some, like I just out there looking for a fight for real. But yeah, so I'm sure I'll play more, but it's not. I don't know. It's for me. It's a 7. It's not horrible, but it's not. As everybody is trying to dunk on it, I don't think it's that bad. And then I played Overwatch because we like to torture ourselves. So
I played a little bit of that too last night with Ken.
Season
3. No, I heard I missed you. It's funny too because I was playing Forspoken. I didn't have my phone down here because I have it on PC and my computer's in the basement, and I didn't see that you had even came on. I was like, well, dag, because I played with him too, but you had already left. But yeah. And then, season 3 starts Tuesday, and hopefully
So much is happening in season 3. I'm so excited. I feel like that game, like the seasons are better when they don't have a character because they get to do like a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, and that's what this seems like too.
They're doing a lot. Like they're changing the ranking system, they're changing the reward system.
They've detailed this stuff?
Yes, they've blogged about it for weeks. I've been putting it in the chat.
He has.
He has. I'll have to go.
He's been super hyped. That's what I said. It was like sounds like everything is coming up, Ken.
That's right.
And I almost typed Millhouse because everybody saw that episode of Simpsons where everything came up Millhouse. But yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, he's getting basically everything he wants.
Yep. All I need is 2CP to come back and I'll be good. Everything else is good.
Oh, I thought they said that.
No, they haven't. They haven't said. There's a new mode coming at the end of the year, but they said they keep saying returning modes, and I'm like, if it ain't 2CP, I'm gonna stab a fool.
You know what? I want the PvE stuff. Like I want the story beats that we were promised from Overwatch 2. Yes.
So I don't know if you saw this, but they're also looking into character progression. Like reward-wise, so like for example, just as an example they use is like let's say you play a lot of Soldier, like there will be individual goals for Soldier for you to complete, and when you do, it'll earn you something that you can put like a title or like a spray or something. Like you can level characters yourself, not abilities, because obviously they're not going to change that in the PvP, but like they're going to let you do character progression stuff. And I was like, oh.
I'm down for that. Yeah, so it's like bragging rights. Like
exactly.
You got the title
like I have played 1 billion hours on this character, so check out my title, kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. I like it. But I'm down for the changes that they're making. So I'm sure we'll be there Tuesday night. I'm sure we'll.
That's just gonna happen. We're gonna shoot some fish.
Yeah.
See some penguins.
Oh, that's right. I forgot penguins are on that map.
That's right. All right.
What else did I play? I played some Hitman 3. I'm not gonna go into detail. I'm just kind of shotgun stuff that I kind of booted up because I saw it was on Game Pass.
Hitman
I
3 is
tried
so
out
good.
well, it is. So I tried out the new mode, which is basically like a roguelite, and I was like, because it doesn't give you a tutorial, and I was like, I don't know what to do with anything, so I just went into the campaign, and yes, it's oh my god, it's so good. It looks amazing. Like, and as I was playing it, because they're doing the James Bond game, right?
Yes.
Hitman is basically James Bond now. He got gadgets. Like, I walked into a room, like this giant party was going on. I was like, damn, this is James Bond. Like, yeah, so I'm pretty excited for their 007 game, which will come, whenever.
2026.
Heard anything else about it? Oh, is it next
No, I
year?
know. I was just making up a date. That sounds.
Oh,
right.
okay, yeah, that probably, yeah. What else did I play? Hitman. I played some State of Decay 2 with the missus. Because we wanted to play like a survival game, and she wanted to do Ark, and I was like, nah, I'm good on that, but I'll kill some zombies. Yeah, I feel like that's there's probably something. I'll pick up on everybody else when they say something. Yeah, that's it for me.
All right, I'll move on to Aryan.
Well, man, I got to tell you, I haven't really played much. I did finish Dragon Quest V in the time since I have been off the show. It was good. It's different, but it's got some neat beats to the story. It's just so everybody kind of knows the setup. You follow your character basically across 3 generations. So when the game starts, your character is probably 7 or 8 years old. And that's so Act 1 plays out where you're like 7 or 8 years old and you're kind of tagging along with your father. You have a couple adventures of your own, but you're kind of tagging along with your father for a lot of the first act. And then the second act, you're a young adult, so probably in your late teens, early 20s, and you get married. And then the second act kind of ends. And the third act is when you have kids, and so your kids are kind of tagging along with you. And so it follows the same character throughout, but the characters around you change depending on the act that you're in. And you can also, it's the first game in the Dragon Quest series where you can add monsters to your team. So when you kill a monster, there's a chance that they're going to want to join your team. And so you can build them up and level them up, and they have, whatever spells or skills that they are assigned, and you can use them sort of on your team. So there's also sort of a game within a game where you're trying to find the most powerful monsters to add to your team. It's really good. I beat it. I think it was about 30 hours. I played the iOS version, which is really good. And plays, the Dragon Quest games are pretty well suited to iOS because they're turn-based and, they're grid-based. So, it's not really grid-based in terms of moving around, like in the overworld. So it's not really something that you have to try to 3D control, right? I have not yet played Dragon Quest VIII on iOS. We'll see how that one goes because it's a little different. But the first 6 are pretty easy to play on iOS. So, that's that. And then I did start Hi-Fi Rush, which that game is freaking awesome.
Forgot about that.
It looks amazing. Like the sort of cel shaded cartoon graphics are really, really good. I like. It's unique, which is nice. It's hard to find games that are unique in 2023, and this one definitely is. So, I like it a lot. I like the characters so far, and I'm definitely going to play through this one. So, and I like the fact that the attack on the beat is pretty forgiving. Right, so you get a bonus if you hit on the beat, but if you don't, it's not the end of the world. It's not gonna you're not gonna get killed immediately if you miss the beat. That's really great. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this one. It's funny that what's probably the most exciting Xbox exclusive in more than a year was Shadow dropped, right?
Just out of nowhere.
Yeah, out of nowhere. So yeah, it's great though. I'm definitely going to play through this one. And I did download. I did download finally the PS5 version of The Witcher 3, so that's on my docket to go back to as well. But I'm going to play through Hi-Fi Rush first, I think. And that's it.
All right.
I should mention I did also boot up Monster Hunter Rise, but I barely got past the character creation, so it's not really much for me to talk about. But I've got that on the list to get into as well.
Cool. It's a crazy time right now. There's lots of video games to play.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. All right. I'll run through indie games real quick and then talk about the big one that I can talk about. Played a game called Dogorai, which looks like a Game Boy game, and it's literally you're a dog that's a samurai. It's a side scroller. It's fine. Reactor X is a puzzle game where you're pushing blocks to connect like power supplies. Albacete Warrior is like a pixelated 3D beat 'em up kind of game where you play as a ninja and like it's a weird game. A lot of weird dialogue in that game. Speedway Racing is a NASCAR racing game and it kind of handles like crap, so I don't recommend playing that. Detour is a puzzle game where you're collecting coins, you're collecting debt. So there's that. Cattish is a game where you're a cat jumping over spikes. There's a lot of weird games. Rhythm Sprout is a rhythm game where you're doing rhythm button presses to walk down a path. And it might be the weirdest thing I've ever played, but the music's kind of catchy. So I was kind of getting into it. Dude, Exit Man is like a phone game where literally the only thing you do is move a character as the ceiling falls to step into a doorway. Like that's literally all you do. Alright, now the cool ones. Terrence Fashion Police Squad is the coolest shit I've ever played. Holy cow.
Bro, I'm telling you.
That game is essentially Doom if you're shooting people to have style. And
that I read your review and proofed it, and I said, I kind of want to play this game.
Dude, this game is so good.
It's so good.
It plays so well. I love the look of it. And I love when you shoot, like I love how you like have the two fires. So you have the shoot that's like a shotgun blast, and then you also have the one where you pull the left trigger, and like the little dudes on the scooters float around like,
yes. What game is this again?
It's called Fashion Police Squad. FPS.
Fashion Police Squad. Okay.
Do you have the belt yet?
I do not have the belt, but like I only played through the first level, and I'm like, dude, this game is so cool. I'm definitely gonna come back and play some more of this game.
Yes,
it is
so cool. It's so funny. The belt, when you hit the ones on the bike with the belt, they go, ooh, it starts spinning. Like they spin away. It's so good. The first
time I shot the dude and he went, "Nice." I was like, all right, this is a game.
Yep.
This is a game. Yeah, so like when you finish a level, your stats are done in a fashion show. So like all the people you shot walk down the runway and like it tells you how many people you killed, like a Doom level. Oh.
Wait till you see the boss fight one. The boss fights ones are the best ones. Like, oh my, it's so good. The game is so good.
Your gun is a sewing machine.
Yep.
This game, dude.
Oh man,
it's
the
so
slap.
Good.
The slap is the best
thing. The slap was hilarious.
Because you can teleport.
Yeah.
And just give him style with his little white glove.
The little cutscene before he does the slap where he's spinning around in the air. He's like, do-do-do-do-do.
Yes. Yes.
This game's so good.
Where are you playing this game at?
It's on everything. I'm playing it on Xbox, but it's on PC, Switch, PlayStation. It's everywhere.
It's not on Game Pass though, right?
No, it is not. Which it probably will be because it's No More Robots. And I think they've put every one of their games on Game Pass at some point. Like the guy that runs that company is a big fan of Game Pass. So, What was the other one I played that was really good? Oh, Back Firewall. So this feels like 100% an Anthony game. So the premise of this game is it's a first-person puzzle game where you're an app and you're dropped into a phone's OS system. And the OS system doesn't want to update. And then it gets overridden and gets updated, and then you start working with the old OS to uninstall the update. And it's like you're doing these little puzzles, like, and they're simple puzzles, like you can delete things and duplicate things and change the colors to open doors. And it's really clever, but what sells it is the OS constantly leading you to it, so kind of like a GLaDOS type of situation. But it's just really interesting how it's all handled. Like, you're literally inside a phone OS system, so you'll do things like uninstall the app or like put ones and zeros together so that they're matched up tidy and things like that. It's really cool, and I think it's a really neat game. I think that's all the little things that I played. I did play some more Wanted Dead. I can talk about that, I think, in about a week. I'll talk about that. And then I finished Dead Space Remake. It's up there with RE2, man. It is the stuff that's changed in that game and the stuff that's like quality of life changes and the fact that it's all one area now. So like if you remember the original Dead Space, you spent a lot of time riding the tram between areas.
Yep.
And in this game, the tram is there, but if you want, you can just walk because it's all one place. So like there's no like riding the tram to get back to the crew quarters. You could just walk there if you wanted to. Like it's all open.
It is safer to ride the tram.
It is safer because there's no random enemies. Whereas in this game, even if you're going back through areas that you've cleared, the AI director might just all of a sudden decide. And the AI director doesn't just throw enemies at you. It will fuck with you. So like a lot of times the enemies, the necromorphs will come out of these like vents on the wall. And they have like little spinny blades on them. There were times where I was walking through these hallways where the spinny blade would just spin and fall off, and like nothing came out. Like it was just doing that to freak me out, to like keep me on my toes. And like sometimes you'll walk into areas and you'll just hear like metal creaking, but nothing happens. And then other times shit will just float out and land on your head and cut your head off.
I saw a video on Twitter that somebody took where they were like working on a panel or something, so that, you know, third person or over the show. So they're working on a panel and they're spinning around and looking, and a necromorph just like walked behind them, didn't even mess with them, just walked behind them and disappeared around like the corner. Like they was like freaking out, like he was like spinning all around the thing. He pulled out his gun, looking like, oh god, he thought he was about to get hit with a wave.
And then
that's
like,
crazy.
When you combine it with like the sound, so it's real subtle, but you can hear Isaac's heartbeat when you're playing. And when you get in a situation where things get tense, it gets faster. And like you can hear it speed up and calm down as the situation like deteriorates. It is just some of the best design between the visual aesthetic, the sound design, like the way that it plays with your brain. And man, some of that stuff that you like was like the 360 was holding it back. Like some of the stuff you see later in the game, you're just like, holy shit. And they've combined some of the stuff from 2. Like, it's been so long since I played the first one, like, I had to think about, you know, like, the spacewalking stuff is now in this one, and it's a lot more, like, it's a lot easier to do. There are, like, whole areas where you can just go outside the ship and fly around. Like, there's just places you can do that. The fact that Isaac talks really sells the story home a lot more. It's just an amazing. It's literally on the same level as Resident Evil 2 Remake. Like, it's that good. So definitely recommend it.
Yep, I'm excited. It's going to be my first time playing the Dead Space.
Oh man,
so, yeah,
man, it's so good. Like this game was this good back in the 360 days. Like it's still genuinely one of the scariest games I've ever played.
Nice. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about it. I just never got to
I
it.
really want them to remake 2. I almost immediately wanted to jump into 2 after finishing this one. And I'm like, maybe they'll remake it. Maybe I should wait because it's FPS and res boosted on the Series X. So I kind of want to play it. I think that's it. I'm scrolling through my list here. Yeah, I think that's all I played this week. Like I said, I am playing Wanted Dead, and I have a lot to say about that game, but it's just gonna have to wait another week. So, but anyway, speaking of the week, what's out this week? Terrence, there might be a game you're excited about this week.
I believe so.
It's a little game called Hogwarts Legacy. That's out.
Hell yes.
Early access on the 7th, official release on the 10th. That's out on everything. Is it on? No, the Xbox One and PS4 versions got delayed till summer, right?
Wow,
Yeah.
really?
Well,
April,
yeah.
I think.
April. Yeah, it's April.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought because they just couldn't get it done. I wouldn't be shocked if those were canceled. I mean, maybe I'm being. I don't know.
And I think there's a Switch version. I think that's coming like in the fall, like later after the Xbox. I think I don't hold me to that, y'all, because I haven't looked up, but I'm pretty sure I read that there is a Switch version.
I don't know. I'd want to see that.
Well, I'm sure it'll be a cloud version, but
Oh, for sure. Also out on PS5 and Xbox Series X, we got Prison Tycoon under new management, Touchdown Pinball, and Dicey Dungeons making its way to PlayStation 5.
Dicey Dungeons is a fantastic game.
Yep. Xbox One, PS4. Is that really it? Yeah, nothing for PS4 this week except for Prison Tycoon. And then Xbox One, we get Repentant, Bumblebee, Little Adventure. Like, that's it for this week. Nintendo Switch is not a big list, but we've got Nadir, a Grimdark deck builder, Daily Dadish, Monster Outbreak, Perseverance, the complete edition, Rob Riches, Shuttlecock H, 8 Doors, A Rum's Afterlife Adventure, Go-Go Pogo Girl, Legion of Doom, Let's Play Curling, Ragdoll Rage Heroes Arena, and U-Man Driver.
What is Legion of Doom besides Hawk and Animal?
I mean, there are a couple of Road Warriors, so I don't know.
What a rush.
Well, it's only half of the Legion of Doom now, right?
No, they're both dead.
Oh, they're both dead. Never mind.
Yeah, they're both dead.
Damn.
Is it?
I mean, they're wrestlers from the 80s, man. There's like a 98% chance any given one is dead.
Actually,
the whole Poffo family's dead now, too.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Leaping Lanny.
Yep, he died this week, which I was like, God damn, I remember the genius. Fuck. Oh, it says it's a roguelike, so that's what Legion of Doom is. It's a role-playing roguelike. Yeah. That's it. It's a light week. Harry Potter was like, y'all get out of my way, because that's...
Yeah.
This is my week.
Kidding.
No.
All right, news. Let's start off with your free games for the month of February. God damn, it keeps getting worse for Xbox. I'm going to tell you that right now. Xbox free games for the month of February. You get For the King and Guts and Goals.
My son was playing For the King yesterday and seemed to think it was okay.
I mean...
Okay, I did. Yep, I played it yesterday too. I forgot about that. And it's not bad. It's like it's a tabletop game, right? So like D&D.
But let's just hang on to those two games, and you're like, all right, For the King is okay. You get Guts and Goals in the middle of the month. You want to know what PlayStation's giving this month?
Something better, I'm sure.
Dude, PlayStation Plus Essentials for the month of February 2023. Ollie Ollie World, Evil Dead, Destiny 2 Beyond Light, and Mafia the Definitive Edition.
Mafia one is huge.
Beyond Light, the new expansion?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Oh, that's right. They own them now, of course.
Yes,
wow.
They do.
Oh, yeah, that is big. Jesus.
Those are your PlayStation Plus games compared to For the King and Guts and Goals.
Yeah.
I just... Dude.
Jeez.
Dude. All right. Moving on to more news. Bad news for PlayStation Plus members, though. PlayStation Plus Collection is being discontinued on May 9th of 2023. So if you have not added those titles to your library yet, do that shit.
I just went through and did that last night.
What does that mean?
So this was a collection of about 15 to 20 games.
Yeah.
For the PlayStation 5. So when you bought a PS5, you just got to basically get all these games for free. And we're not talking chump change here. It's got like Bloodborne, Mortal Kombat X, what else? Persona 5. Days Gone, Persona 5. Like some really high quality PS4 games are in this collection, and they've just given them to you for 2 years for free. If you had PlayStation
it was basically a way. It was basically a way to give PlayStation 5 owners some other stuff to play.
Yep.
So what if you don't have a PlayStation 5?
Then you cannot redeem them.
Okay, then this does not bother me.
No, you will never get to redeem these because they are now gone. As of May, unless you buy a PS5 by May 9th of 2023.
I'm good.
What else we got here? New PlayStation firmware launching soon. The beta's out. Discord voice chat, VRR support for 1440p. And easy access to PS4 save data on the PS5, as well as being able to finally update your controller wirelessly, which can't believe that still wasn't a thing.
Right? In the year of our Lord, 2023, like
you had to plug that shit in to update your controller, dude. It sucks.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Crazy.
All right, we got news on Wolverine. According to Mr. Jeff Grubb. He says Wolverine Insomniac is targeting a hard, mature rating. Looking release date at late 2024, early 2025.
That's not, though, the way it was phrased.
No,
which created a lot of
it trended on Twitter.
Consternation on Twitter.
Yeah, he called it a hard R.
Yeah, so they're targeting a hard R, which caused them to trend on Twitter for the wrong reasons.
But I just have to say, announcing a game 3 years out is like a total Xbox move. Don't do that shit. Like, this game was announced in, 2021, 2022?
Yeah.
Like, and it's not coming out
till... I mean, if you've got a property as big as Wolverine...
Yeah, but that's way too far. That's way too far to announce it.
Yeah.
Kirby's Dream Land Deluxe will be getting some new content according to a leaked box art. Somebody saw the back of the box. It's going to get a Magalore epilogue and an extra quest after the ending, and Merry Magoland, and 10 sub-games, including remade classics. So, Xbox has announced a price increase in Japan of 5,000 yen. I mean, they weren't selling any anyway, so.
Right. So, like, we would just jack the price up, whatever. Like,
how much is that?
I don't know. It goes from
about $50, I think.
Yeah, it's like goes from 54,000 to 59,000 yen for the Series X, and 32,000 to 37,000 yen for the Series X.
$38.11.
There you go.
There you go.
So now they will sell half of what they've been selling, so half of 2 is 1. Microsoft also announced they will be delisting 46 games from the Xbox 360 Marketplace on February 7th. So if you want to buy any of those games, now is the time to do that. You will still be able to purchase all of them on the Xbox One, except for Xbox One or Series X, except for a handful, including things like Prince of Persia, the cel-shaded new one, the Orange Box, Daytona USA, and Jet Set Radio, and I think there's a couple others. So if you want those games in your library, now is the time for you to go buy them. A report on 343 and Halo's future. At least 95 people were laid off from 343. There will be no more new story content coming to Halo Infinite. The new Project Tatanka is in Unreal and is probably a battle royale with maybe a little more, and only multiplayer for the near future. So
Halo is dead.
Halo is being rebooted again.
I mean, because I thought Infinite was supposed to be their and maybe I misunderstood, it was supposed to be like their base for the future of Halo, right? So all the new story stuff was going to be built in Infinite's engine and stuff, and it was going to be so much easier because we can just, slot all this in and blah, 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 blah. And now we just scrapping everything?
Pretty much. Phil Spencer
Oh,
did do an interview,
man.
and he said Halo will always be important as long as Xbox exists. He also... Oh, go ahead.
I'll just go ahead and say it, and I know this may upset some people. They can make the best Halo video game of ever made, and it still wouldn't sell. I feel like the majority of the populace does not care about Halo.
I mean, I still think
anymore.
it's their biggest franchise.
I don't think it is.
What's bigger than Halo?
I mean, I'd be willing to bet that Forza probably sells more than Halo does.
I don't think it
Well,
did.
nothing sells on Xbox anymore. It's all in Game Pass.
Yeah, nothing
So-
does.
It still
So-
sells. It still does
So
sell.
are we going to turn? Is Game Pass going to turn into the new Netflix, where we're going to make a game and not a lot of people played it, so we're not gonna continue on with the series?
I think we're at a point where we are at that because the big thing nowadays is not sales. Sales is kind of dying out. It's more interactions.
Subscriptions.
Yeah, subscriptions, interactions. That's what people want. They want to know who's playing, who's watching. And if a game doesn't do the numbers you expect it to, then you don't put the investment in because it doesn't make the money.
True. But
So-
then you don't get. Then everybody focuses on surefire bets. You don't get the experimental stuff.
Well, you get this experimental stuff like Hi-Fi Rush because you're able to not put as much money into it. Like there are goods and bads to both sides of this conversation. You think back to the 360 days. How many companies lost money putting out games like, let's say, for example, everybody's favorite game to call back to, Wet. That game probably cost a fortune to make, and they put it out at $40, and it probably sold what, 500,000 copies, maybe. So, like,
Where'd
there's
that come from Wet, though? I mean, dang.
that was just the first thing that popped in my head. Like there were so
No,
many of
you're
those
good.
B-tier games, and they went away because, well, they didn't make money.
I'm looking up how
Yeah.
many copies of Wet sold.
Oh, please tell me. I need to know.
Just be
this.
careful searching that.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, right.
I mean, he already ruined his search. He was on Steam earlier looking at
It was bad.
yeah.
Development, reception, canceled sequel. Apparently, it had a sequel. The game sold over 1 million copies. Apparently,
Still at $40 a pop, that's $40 million. But that's there's other pieces to that. I don't know. $1 million is not a lot anymore.
No.
It's really not. So
who made that game?
this Bethesda published it, but I don't remember who the
Bethesda
developer
published it.
was.
Artificial Mind and Movement.
Cool. Don't know them. They ain't making
They
any
are
Never heard of
now,
them.
They are now Behavior Interactive.
Ah, I know who Behavior is. Yes.
They make Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
Wow, what a pivot. Redfall apparently needs an online connection even in single player mode. Boy, this got the internet in a tizzy. To where I saw
Yeah.
somebody tweet that the game would be shut down within a year, like Crossfire X. I'm like, hey, what? You think Microsoft's going to shut down Redfall in under a year?
Because Bleeding Edge, as you pointed out, is still up because
Of
I
course it
downloaded it, and there was people playing it. I left quickly because I was like, man, it's not 60 frames. They didn't XS update it. I was like, this is rough. So
I
I
mean, why
I
would
left
they-
the match.
Why would they update it? Like, that game
I
died
mean,
the
honestly.
weekend it came out.
Well, pretty much. But yeah, they ain't gonna take down Redfall. And again, why is the always online thing such a problem in the year of 2023?
Because it's
Year of our
that you know, if the service ever goes down, you lose access to your game. Like I get the concern, but it's
Well,
happened.
but most people aren't buying the game anyway. I mean, I have.
True, I'm renting it on Game Pass. Yeah,
Yeah, and you're going to have an internet connection to have Game Pass anyway. So
Exactly.
But, I do have. I'm not a huge fan of always online DRM that exists just to check to make sure you bought the game. But that doesn't necessarily sound like what this is.
No, I think it's just I don't even know what it is. To be honest with you.
There's an argument to be made that if you buy the game, that you should be able to play it even if you are, away from your home internet connection or don't want to connect to the internet for some reason or another. But Game Pass stuff, you're going to have to be connected to the internet anyway. So I think it's probably not as big a deal as people are making it.
Also, I feel like there's going to be so few games in the next 10 years that you don't have to connect to the internet to at least make playable with day one patches anymore. Yeah,
and this is going to sound like hyperbole, but the reality is Xbox with Game Pass is making game ownership a thing of the past anyway. So very few. I mean, think about how many games you play a year, and think about how many of them you actually own that couldn't be taken away from you if one of the companies wanted to. Like, it's a pretty small amount for most people anymore. So,
oh, sure, Ryan, but how am I ever going to make my YouTube videos with my giant game collection behind me?
Well, I'm somebody who still likes physical media, and that's one of the reasons why. But at the same time, I also recognize that I don't pay money for Xbox games anymore. I play stuff that's on Game Pass, and if it's not on Game Pass, I buy it on PlayStation. So it's I don't know. It doesn't necessarily bother me that my Game Pass stuff has to be online because I don't own it. I rent it.
Yeah. Holy crap, man! That's me. I just thought about that. Wow. Just buy it on PlayStation if it's not on Game Pass. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you fine. I don't buy anything. I'll buy a game occasionally, but
yeah, I mean, yeah, like I bought Forspoken.
Yeah,
and I'm enjoying it. So yeah,
I'll probably try to buy Harry Potter at some point when it goes on sale. I know there's no sense in me trying to play it right now with Atomic Heart out in 2 weeks. Nah.
Yeah, I'm excited for Atomic Heart.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait on a sale for Harry Potter. So,
see, I am too. I want to play Atomic Heart, but oh man, Harry Potter gets priority. I'll get to Atomic Heart. It'll be there.
According to Jeff Grubb rumor, the Coalition canceled 2 of their smaller projects to refocus completely on Gear 6. So those 2 little games they were working on we're never gonna hear about them.
There you go.
So.
I want that game that they showed when they were Black Tusk Studios, the one that we saw the little clip of.
That's not a game.
I mean, I know it was basically like Splinter Cell. I don't even know. It looked like some Mission Impossible scene, somebody sneaking into a building on New Year's or something crazy. But I'd love them to actually, develop that out. That'd be cool.
MLB The Show 23 has a release date, March 28th, coming to Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch. Also on Game Pass day 1. I really want to know.
Wow.
I really want to know how long that deal is. This is the 3rd year of the show being on Game Pass.
I was about to say, how long has that been?
I guarantee it's probably a 5-year deal.
I bet they extend it too, because I bet it's doing bonkers numbers for them.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to.
I bet Sony is so pissed about that. That's their game. They make it.
Yep. The thing is, if you ever wanted to play an actual Major League Baseball game, you had to buy a PlayStation.
Yep.
That's a load of crap.
Not anymore. MLB was like, fuck that. We need games everywhere. Oh, dude. I heard the Switch version of last year's game wasn't bad. Like, I heard
Did not tell you. Didn't even try it.
Yeah, I heard it was okay. But, I mean, who's going to pay for the show at this point? Like,
nobody.
If you got Game Pass, if you got Game Pass, you're just going to play it there.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Me too.
That's what I did too.
I only play like 5 to 10 hours of it, so
I have bought the show every year since probably 1995. Before it was the show, since it was just MLB 95. And I did not pay for it last year because I got it on Game Pass.
Yep. The Crew Motorfest was announced, coming in 2023 to Xbox One, Series X, PlayStation 4 and 5, and PC. So a new Crew game. Star Wars Jedi Survivor was delayed about 6 weeks to April 28th. Amnesia The Bunker was delayed until May 16th. And then The Last of Us Part 1 for PC was delayed 3 weeks from March 3rd to March 28th.
What can you do in 3 weeks?
Bug fixing, polish, not much. WWE star, how do you say this? Thea Trinidad is coming to Street Fighter 6 as a commentator.
Yep, Zelina Vega is her work name.
Gotcha. So she will be a commentator. I'm very interested to hear these commentators in this game. I wonder if it's like if I'll
There
turn it
was
on or
a
off.
clip. I don't.
She
Go ahead,
she also dressed as Judy for the Royal Rumble this past week.
All that. But there was a clip of her commentary on the game, and it was, I don't know, it wasn't bad. I just, it just felt kind of wooden. I don't know, but there it is out there. There's a trailer of her where you can actually hear it.
You know what I'd pay top dollar for? If I could
Okay.
get Jim Ross as a commentator in Street Fighter V.
Oh my God, I would.
him.
I still
Like
need
he's
to.
a famous
It's
kid.
an absolute slobber knocker.
I would pay for that. Wow. Yes.
I would pay good money for Snoop Dogg to narrate all of Planet Earth. After seeing that clip, I would pay for
Yep.
that.
I would pay. Yep. Somebody get him a contract.
And no censorship. Just let him be raw.
Yeah.
Let him be
Yep.
raw.
Let him be Snoop. Let him be Snoop.
Who's the best announcer in media?
Announcer? Like,
Yeah.
are you talking like sports?
You could do sports announcer if you want to. You could do WWE. I don't care.
So for my money, the best in the business today is Excalibur, who's the announcer for AEW today.
Okay.
All
All right. So how about living or dead?
Boom?
Vin Scully.
Boom!
Oh, do you want Madden?
I'll take Madden all day just because it's entertaining as shit.
It's true.
Vin Scully is my choice for living or dead.
Truth be told, I feel like Gene Okerman was a really good announcer.
Oh, I loved Mean Gene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gorilla
I don't know that you
Monsoon.
can classify him as an announcer, though. He was a backstage interviewer.
Yeah,
It's true, but he had a great
Oh.
voice.
He did.
Yeah.
I miss Gorilla Monsoon.
The best Mean Gene moment, you should look up, just go online and look up Mean Gene, fuck it. And SummerSlam sign falls down in the background. He goes, fuck it. Like that. Great.
Oh, man. Speaking of great ring announcers, man, Howard Finkel.
Howard Finkel is great.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, Power Wash Simulator is getting collaboration DLC. Another one. This time it's Final Fantasy VII Midgar Special Pack. You can wash Cloud's motorcycle.
Yep. That he uses that one time.
Yeah, that one time.
Can't ride it. You won't be able to ride it if you're on Xbox. You ain't gonna be able to ride it.
No.
You just clean it. That's it.
Tomb Raider had some news this week. There's a new TV series in the works from Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Also, Amazon purchased the rights to Tomb Raider. The initial report said $600 million, but somebody was saying that wasn't the official number. All I know is it's probably Embracer made more money off of Tomb Raider than they spent to get it, and all of the other stuff that they bought, which is funny.
Well, that's, the art of the deal, right? That's what they wanted to do.
Square Enix
But I'm
was just
okay.
like, we want it out. Get it the fuck out.
Right. I think a Tomb
Art of
Raider
the
show will
deal.
be good.
Well,
That probably would be better than a movie, honestly. I think
Amazon-
letting
well-
it cook.
Amazon is probably, from what I hear, Amazon is trying to make it MCU-ish, so they're wanting to do movies and TV.
Oh boy.
Okay, so you ain't got to do all of that. You ain't got to do
No.
all of that.
No,
You're doing
it's-
too much.
It's just Lara Croft, man. It's fine.
Right. Like, you're doing too much. Jesus. All right.
E3 this year will not have Nintendo, Sony, or Xbox.
So what the hell are they gonna have?
I don't know.
Third party and indies for everybody.
For everybody.
I just
Everybody.
stop. Just stop.
Yeah.
All right, it's time for the graveyard. You ready? This was a week.
Are you about to run down the
Oh,
Grim Reaper?
The
You about to
Grim
run it down?
Reaper. It's time for the Grim Reaper. We had a lot of games that just said they Mean Gene that they fucked it.
Yep.
Knockout City is shutting down on June 6th, 2023. This was the most positive one because they said they were going to launch a private hosted server edition free on PC so people can still play the game peer-to-peer. Rumbleverse is shutting down on February 28th, 6 months after launch.
Man.
That game died quick. And I remember all of the cool kids on Twitter were like, this is the greatest game ever. Look at all this
Yep.
free shit they sent me. This game is closed.
Yep.
Man. Next up on the chopping block, Crossfire X is shutting its servers down on May 18th. Also, this will kill the single player, so if you ever wanted to play that, gotta do it now.
So far, you have named things that I have never played in my life.
Rumbleverse is actually kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie, but
it is, yeah.
Those games just do not stick.
Was that a Smash Brothers clone?
It was a Battle Royale wrestling game.
Yeah.
Okay.
It lost to Multiverses, honestly, because everybody was playing Multiverses at the time. Because
I'll be honest with you, I'm waiting on Multiverses to go the way.
Oh, it's next.
It's gonna die for sure.
Yep, it's next.
Which is crazy because that Ubisoft one nobody ever talks about still going.
Roller Champions?
No. Brawlhalla. Remember that?
Oh, Brawlhalla, yeah.
Brawlhalla,
my kids still play Brawlhalla.
I'm pretty sure that's at Evo.
Yeah, Brawlhalla is big. Didn't they just get a Ninja Turtles collab?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Yeah, my son and his friends play that.
So did Knockout City,
Brawlhalla
though.
Was big.
To be fair, Knockout City just got a TMNT collab.
It did. And it was the 80s Turtles. Like, the skins was actually cool. Like, they looked good. It was the ones from the cartoon.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's weird.
All right, we're not done. We're only about halfway through. We got Back 4 Blood is now no more new content for that game. Turtle Rock is already working on their next game.
I made the joke. Do you want me to make the joke again?
Yes, yes, that was the best joke.
Well, it looks like Back 4 Blood has been left for dead.
This is the podcast of dad jokes.
That is great.
Yep.
Type that. I died. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
EA also shut down Apex Legends Mobile, and they are going to kill Battlefield Mobile,
which never even came out. It was still in because y'all know I'm like the king of mobile games. It was the soft launch, so it was only like in Mexico and a couple of territories. It didn't even actually officially come out.
They're also shutting down the studio Industrial Toys. So.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then we already mentioned. Oh no, we didn't. We did talk about this yesterday. So yes, EA also canceled a Titanfall / Apex single player game. Which is called Titanfall.
Is Titanfall and Apex in the same universe?
Yeah.
Yes. See,
I did not know that.
Bruh, and you know what's crazy is when they launched Apex, it was these characters are in the Titanfall universe, but now Apex has become king, and now Titanfall is a secondary citizen, and they're like, oh yes, it's the Apex universe. Like Apex is taken over, and with them canceling what was supposed to be some Titanfall is dead. They're not gonna give us a Titanfall 3, which is sad because Titanfall 2 was so good. And it's broken right now. They haven't even fixed it. Like it has issues playing multiplayer. Like it.
Yep, it's bad time right now. A couple more. Meta and Ready at Dawn are shutting down the servers for Echo VR on August 1st.
No idea.
Finally, Crime Site will shut down its servers on May 1st.
The hell's Crime Site?
That's a Konami game, right?
Yeah, it was. Oh God! It was one of those asynchronous things. It was like Sherlock Holmes versus Moriarty, and like somebody would be, Sherlock Holmes would influence the people to, solve the crime, while Moriarty had to, single them out to murder them. But yeah, it was only online, and I'm not surprised that it died.
All right, we got some. We got some big Nintendo rumors we're going to talk about here. So the rumor is that there will be a Direct this week, and that Advance Wars 1 and 2 is probably going to shadow drop for Friday.
Like on the Nintendo Plus whatever?
No. We're talking about that. You remember they remade those, and they were supposed to come out in like March of last year. Remember
what
that?
Happened?
The war happened.
Oh, and they decided to hold off on it.
They put it on the shelf, but the rumor now is that the Direct this week will shadow drop both games. The rumor comes from supposedly somebody who works at Walmart got a standee that says available now, and it's going up on the 10th.
Sure.
So, what else could be in the Direct? Well, I don't know, but according to other rumors, Nintendo does not have any big games for after Zelda. Like Zelda will be their last big game for the Switch, which is leading to, once again, Switch 2 or whatever they call the successor rumors, early 2024.
Like releasing early 2024?
Yeah, they'll announce it in like December, like they did the Switch, and then release it in like spring. That is the rumor right now.
How do you feel about those rumors?
I think it's probably true because I think Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is going to be huge, like it's going to sell a lot, but I really think it's going to be technically having some problems. That's my guess. So, but that also makes me ask, what's going on with Metroid? Like,
apparently it's not going to happen.
I don't know.
Or maybe they launch a new system and give it to you with that system.
But does Nintendo make it backwards compatible? I don't see how you can't. But
oh yeah, I mean, because the install base is, I mean, jeez,
it's gigantic.
Yeah,
and like, if you don't make it backwards compatible, you asking 7 years and 111 million people that bought your system to like just start over?
Yep.
Like that seems crazy in the year 2023 when Game Pass and Netflix and all these services exist. Like, how do you do that? But it's Nintendo. If anybody would do it, they'd be the one. So, I don't know. There was a report this week that Sony had halved its launch projections for the upcoming PlayStation VR 2. But then Sony denied it to Bloomberg, saying it has not cut PlayStation VR production numbers. The firm claimed it is, quote, seeing enthusiasm from PlayStation fans for the upcoming launch, which includes more than 30 titles such as Gran Turismo 7, Horizon Call of the Mountain, and Resident Evil Village. I love, there's just something about the quote, seeing enthusiasm from PlayStation fans.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Not enthusiasm from gamers or VR gamers or like it makes me wonder if Sony really does think that Twitter is like an echo chamber of the world.
I don't. They're smarter than that.
I hope so. I mean, Jim Ryan is running it, and he don't say the smartest things on the internet. So I don't know. It's Sony.
Oh, throwing it back.
And then you threw this in the chat earlier about Dragon Age. Do you want to talk about that?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, so I guess it was some Dragon Age leak that happened yesterday or the day before or something, I'm not sure. But they leaked some footage from the game online, some alpha footage. It's still, as far as, I think last night when I looked at it, like 2 a.m. or something, it was still up. And it looks like that I guess it's shifting to more of a hack and slash type game. So it's going to be more, they're saying that find it, here it is. The gameplay is heavily inspired by 2018's God of War. And looking at the video, the little clips that they have, I could see it. Like it's not as close with the camera over the shoulder like Kratos, but yeah. But it's going to play more hack and slashy like that game does. So it's out there on the internet. You guys can find it. There's someone has like a whole thing on the Dragon Age Reddit of the player that who played the game or whatever. But yeah, so it's not a big deal to me.
Dragon Age is a weird game because like all three of the existing games, none of them play similar.
Yeah, right.
No, not really.
Like it's weird because the first game was totally like a KOTOR turn-based, kind of turn-based, RPG. Yeah. The second one is just straight up an action game.
Yep,
for the most part.
RPG elements, and then the third one is like a mix of the first one.
The first one is really closer to Baldur's Gate than it is to
Knights of the Old Republic. Yeah, it is closer to Baldur's Gate.
Yeah,
which I love that about the first one, actually.
I love the first game. The first game was amazing because of its story. Like, its story is so good.
It's still my favorite. The first was so good.
I hate the second game with a passion. That game is so fucking boring.
Like the second game.
Really?
Oh, man, it's so boring.
second game, and I liked all the DLC for the second game too. So
like, I felt like I climbed the same mountain like 40 times in that second game, and it's just like, oh my god, this is so boring. Now the third game is amazing. I love the third game.
Yeah, third game's great.
Third game was really good too. I think it had a little bit too much in it.
As long as you can get out of the fucking hinterlands, Ryan, you can play the game.
True story.
Yeah.
This dude was in the hinterlands for like 6 months.
You know what? I feel it. I was there too. There's a lot of stuff to do, and I almost gave up on that game because, like Drew said, it's long. There's a lot of stuff, and I'm like, man, what are we? Because I almost got lost in the hinterlands too. So I'm with you, Ryan. I understand. I understand your struggle, but it did. Right. I did end up liking that one. So
yeah, I like the third game. I like the first game. That makes me nervous because I feel like I'm an every other Dragon Age kind of guy. But I hope it's good. I do. I love the series. I hope it's amazing. I want BioWare back because they've been not great for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some breaking news. Did we mention this at the top of the show? Sword and Fairy 7 is coming to Game Pass. July 6th is now supposedly the date.
You posted that in the Discord. I don't even know what Sword and Fairy 1 is. So
it's
think of it like Leonard Part 6. Like,
okay, there's not 7 other games.
No,
or 6 other games.
Not that I'm aware of.
Not for us.
No, there is.
There is. There's just in China. They're not localized. So it's a Chinese series that came here, and I think some of them are, but they're on PC actually. But yeah, this one came here and they put it on console. It's on PC as well, but it's on PlayStation and Xbox. And it's an action RPG. It's beautiful game.
It's a very cool game.
Yeah, it's just okay. Like, it's not great, but it's pretty good. I mean, if you like those action RPGs. There's some translation issues which are funny, but yeah.
Yeah, it's very different. Like, you don't see a lot of big budget Chinese RPGs over here. And when you play it, you really see that in it, and I think that's what makes it pretty cool.
Yeah, the flowing like fabrics and the swords and all the like particle effects with the spells and stuff. Like, it's very it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of all the news that I have. Like I said, it's a lot. I was gonna go to the Twitter, and I realized it's mostly people talking about wrestling. And I'm like, I'm gonna skip over that. Also, yes, I need to give away a game. That's what I need to do. I need to give away a video game. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna have to dig it out. So, vamp some things while I find the video game.
Okay. Anybody want to preview the review for Hogwarts Legacy?
Yeah, we can do that. So if I take my extreme fandom out of it, I think it's going to land at like, I would say 89.
That's about where I think it's going to be, 88, 89.
I was going to say at 85.
Yeah, I was in 84 because I think the game's actually a 90. But I think there is going to be that conversation about, J.K. Rowling in some reviews.
Yeah. And I think that's unfortunate for the people that, made the game and are involved with all of that. But I think it's going to be 89. And baby, let me tell you, I've watched all the videos. Like, my wife, because she's a Uber, more so than I am. I'm more excited because I like the magic aspect and all that, and I like these RPGs. But she's a huge Harry Potter fan. So she was like, she had to, hit me and was like, you better stop playing that stuff around me because I don't want to see nothing else. I don't want to see none of this game. But it looks amazing. Like, as far as the detail, I want to be able to feel the controls in combat. Like, but based on what all these influencers are saying, take that with a grain of salt because I don't know if they got paid. But it sounds like it's going to be great. Like Ken said, I think on paper it'd probably be a 90.
Yep, that's how I'm feeling. I don't even have interest in Harry Potter, but I've heard so much positive buzz about the game itself. I want to play it. So, all right. How do you want to give this away? Do you want to have people tweet at us? I have a copy, thanks to a listener, Chad, goes by Daysfly on Twitter. For our Game of the Year conversation, we have a free copy of Horizon Forbidden West to give away. So, I want to do
Is this the PlayStation 4 version or the PlayStation 5?
It says PlayStation 5. So
okay.
I think this gives you access to both, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I think if you get the 5, you get both of them.
Yeah. So, we need somebody to tweet at us. What's okay? Fuck. I don't know.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
What's your favorite dinosaur? We need a hashtag. You gotta have a hashtag so I can find your tweets.
Hashtag ZTGD Horizon.
There you go. There's your hashtag. Tweet us your favorite. What's your favorite dinosaur robot? Like, what dinosaur would make the best robot?
There you go.
I like it.
Tweet at us, and I will randomly pick somebody. I got a code here. I had to make sure I still have the code. I do have the code. So thank you for tweeting at me, Chad. I have now done this. I expect to see some tweets. Make sure you tweet at ZTGD Podcast. Make sure you tweet that. Hashtag ZTGD Horizon with the best robot dinosaur. All right. I do have an email from Eeyore Kara.
Right.
He says, "Hey yo, it's Eeyore Kara. I like the new name and intro music. Dude, I stole Bloody Tears off of YouTube."
That's all right. That's okay.
You know, like I was like, I need a good 8-bit tune. Bloody Tears is really good. Let's use that. Like we used Mega Man a lot when we first started the show.
We did.
So I figured, you know what? Let's do some Castlevania. Maybe I'll do Ninja Gaiden this week. I don't know. I'll find something. He says, I can understand.
You
ahead.
You should do Storm Eagle's song from Mega Man X.
Ooh, all right. I'll look that
Yes,
up.
you should look up the Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
That's right.
I actually thought about that. I was like, why is that shit just plastered in my brain?
Because we played it so much, and we had to go back to that menu because we couldn't make it past the stupid dam.
Exactly.
Yep. Do 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 boo do 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 do. I mean, I can hum
I'm hearing
the
it in my head right now.
Dude, like I just played it recently on that Ninja Turtles collection. So he says, I can understand keeping a name for a friend. I get it, but I'm glad something has now changed. I feel like I've been saying it for years. N4G site never ever had a menu item that says the N4G podcast anywhere. So I'm happy with the name change. Even intro plus the podcast has changed a lot over the years, so change was needed. I guess you could go back, but I wouldn't do it unless there's a huge button on N4G site. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I'm sure there's more. I'm interested how it all goes, but I hope it's always better, always for the better, and the show remains with the same crew. I was thinking about that. Like the show we did last week had none of the original crew except for me.
Yeah.
Did it really? Oh wow, yeah.
That was crazy because the original was the like. Like my brain went places when I thought about that last week. I thought about like a Wikipedia page when you're looking at like band members, and they got the little graph down at the bottom, like who was on the show from what time. I was like, we've been around long enough that you could do that now.
You could, yeah, definitely.
So,
somebody get on that. Make a Wikipedia page about ZTGD
and
Radio.
me and you are the only two, Ken, that have been on it since the very beginning.
Yeah, we would be like there would be two lines at the top, be Ryan and Ken, and then you see Justin in the beginning. And you see Jason a little bit longer, and then you see Drew pop in.
And John.
Yeah,
John. Me and John started at the same time.
Terrence come in and then leave and come back.
Yep. And you get like little names that are in here for like one episode.
Yeah.
Michael Futter.
Yeah, he was on.
Oh, yeah, he was on for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff Borsick.
He was on twice, and he still has a fucking meme that won't die.
I won't
It's true.
die.
Puzzle Quest.
Puzzle Quest is still around, and I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Anyway, this is funny to me. He says, anyone watch the Royal Rumble? The Bloodline ending was one of the greatest moments in the last 20 years of wrestling. Do you think this is one of the greatest stories, if not the best?
I think it's a one of the best WWE stories since, at least since probably the Daniel Bryan story. There's been a lot of stories in wrestling since then that exist outside of WWE that I think are better, but it's definitely one of the best WWE storylines in the last 20 years, at least the last 10 years.
It's crazy to me that I have access to all that stuff because I got the Peacock deal for like $2.99 a month for like a year. And I swear the only thing I've watched in the wrestling section is like old Ultimate Warrior matches.
Yeah, well, I mean, this Bloodline storyline has been this specific storyline with Sami Zayn has been going on for 7-8 months. The Bloodline storyline with Roman Reigns as champion has been going on for, God, I think 900 days is what his reign is up to now. So,
is that what people are just calling it, or are they actually labeling these the Bloodline?
The Bloodline is the name of the name of Roman Reigns' faction. It's basically him, his cousins, the Usos, who are, for those of you who remember Rikishi, it's Rikishi's kids, and then their other brother, Solo Sikoa, and Sami Zayn is another wrestler a Montreal-based wrestler who's been one of the best wrestlers in the world for a long time, but never really at that kind of status in WWE. And he has sort of, at the beginning, jokingly tried to weasel his way into this group of otherwise Samoans when he's a white guy. Well, he's not a white guy. He's a Syrian guy from Montreal. And it sort of started out as a joke, and people have really got behind Sami Zayn, and they've done a lot of really good character work over the last 10 years. Not over the last 10 years, over the last year. Some of the best character work in the last 10 years. I don't give WWE credit for really anything, but I give them credit for this. They've done a good job with the storyline. But that's mostly on the strength of the performers. Roman Reigns has turned himself into something much better than what he was, and Sami Zayn's always been great. So
I was about to say, last time I heard, everybody hated Roman Reigns.
Yeah, that was pre-heel turn. So before he became a bad guy, now almost 3 years ago, he was miserable. Like it was just, he was not fun to watch. But now he's fun to watch.
Sure. Okay. I know nothing about current wrestling. My brain is still back in the 80s and 90s.
I mean, I watched a little bit with my dad, like when John Cena was first coming in.
It's crazy for me to think of, like, almost every wrestler I watched as a kid is dead.
He's either dead or racist now. So
it's
it's a true story.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Hogan was always racist, but that's just, you know.
Yeah, that wasn't exactly a revelation, I don't think.
Yeah, I think that's probably what's been going on. And we all know Warrior was crazy. I mean, that man was literally like...
Oh, he was more than crazy.
He was batshit.
I'm still... that's still one of the things at WWE that gets my blood boiling, is that first they decided to name an award that they give out every year at their Hall of Fame ceremony after the Ultimate Warrior, even after the horrendously homophobic stuff that he was saying for a long time. And then they give this award, and the award was originally Warrior's idea. He wanted it to be an award for backstage people that people don't ever get to see. So they honor his request to give out this award and then make it about, like, people who do things for the community. And it's like, so number one, you give this homophobe an award named after him, but you don't even make it the award that he wanted it to be in the first place. So, I don't know, it's a mess.
It was a mess when he was in WWE, like the whole thing between him and Vince, like it's, ugh.
Oh yeah, he thought he was a lot better and bigger than he actually was, for sure.
Yeah, and he was champ for what, like a year, maybe?
Yeah.
It wasn't long.
And it was not good business while he was a champ.
So. No, and then they give it to Slaughter, and I was like, as a kid, that crushed me. You know, like, but still, like, when your champion's got to be changed to Slaughter, that's
it's just bad news.
It's bad all around. Ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, He says, Drew, you're killing me with your choice of games. I feel like you're putting yourself through pain to save money and not pay for Game Pass. Having said that, though, I do look forward to whatever new casual or kids game you're playing. Whenever you announce it, you sound like you're in pain. I guess it's good to talk about it instead of holding it in.
I'll let you know. I've got Peppa Pig sitting there on my hard drive.
Oh God, Drew.
I do not. No, to be honest with you, what I've been doing is playing GoldenEye. You get an achievement every time you beat a level.
So you literally stop after one level? So
No, I play a couple levels.
I was going to say, because you get your dailies, you get your daily 50 points.
Yeah, I get my daily 50 points.
Oh, so funny.
I have to go back and play the original GoldenEye and see, because I'm actually, as we talk, playing GoldenEye, and man, I don't remember the AI being this bad.
The AI is horrible.
It was bad. It's always been bad.
Like they're walking around in circles and shit.
Yeah, they won't even, like, you'll walk in a room and they won't even notice you're there for a couple seconds. And
I remember that. I don't remember them noticing you're there and then just spinning in circles.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, like you don't remember, but it was bad. And they did it on purpose because it was such a hard game to play on the controller. So, yeah.
Yeah.
He says, guys, I'm interested. Anyone know how John and Gambus are doing? I just talked to John like a couple days ago. He popped in the chat.
Yeah, John pops in the Discord every now and then.
Yep.
Seems to be doing well.
Yeah.
Last time I talked to Gambus, he was happy. He's on Twitter. He tweets about D&D all the time.
Yeah, he was big into the whole when Wizard of the Coast and I think Hasbro was doing their crap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He was out there tweeting about that. Like last time I chatted with him via text, he was doing good. So, as far as I know, they're doing good. They just, John took a break from the game shit, which I don't blame him. That shit'll burn you out if you ain't careful.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but yeah, he's doing good. And finally, he says, my daughter and I recently checked out Goat Simulator. That shit is the most fun we've had in a while.
Goat Simulator is great.
I'm guessing 3.
That'd be my guess.
Goat Simulator 3 itself is really good. Yeah, very good. I mean, it's good as long as you know what you're getting into.
And yes, Terrence, every game has that menu now. Like, I thought this was from Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, no, that's Dragon Age.
Yeah,
that's the new Dragon Age.
Or Assassin's Creed. That looks like an Assassin's Creed menu.
It definitely is Assassin's Creed. But yeah, like every game has this freaking UI now. Like, golly.
With a movable cursor.
Yep. Destiny. Destiny was one of the first.
Destiny started this shit. Thanks, Bungie.
Yeah, it's all Bungie's fault.
It's bad. Yeah.
Ooh. Closed alpha tests for Tekken 8 are coming.
Oh, sweet.
Starting with EVO Japan 2023. Always like breaking news on a Sunday. That's all I've got, unless anybody has other things they want to chat about.
Got no tweets?
Just the reminder to give away the free game.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. No, I can't think of anything.
Like I said, most of the Twitter feed for our podcast was the wrestling conversation that got.
Yeah. Y'all, and listen, y'all, I appreciate, I'm happy to answer questions about wrestling or give opinions on wrestling. I've been watching wrestling for most of my life. But like if y'all going to continue arguing, just please untag me. Like, just you can untag me from that conversation at that point.
I mean, that shit is all the same as video games, too. Like, people just argue.
Yeah.
We got a lot to say. And, I'm going to scream it out to the void.
Scream it out that your preferred plastic box is king. Because
right.
Yeah, that's right.
I spent $500 on this, so I have to make sure I'm smart.
I have to make sure it was the right decision.
Yes,
not just for me, but for everybody.
Yeah, for everybody. And if you disagree, you fucking stupid. How can you enjoy playing on Xbox? How?
It's trash.
I don't understand. You ain't got no games. Like, why?
I saw a video of 2 guys talking about Hi-Fi Rush.
Oh, Jesus.
And they were obviously PlayStation people. And they said that it this game should have been a PlayStation game because Xbox players don't appreciate it.
It still cracks me up when people are like, "Y'all don't buy games. Why would I?"
You know what?
They were slowly going through like gameplay footage of it and like pausing it at times, and they were saying, "Look at that! That is straight out of Devil May Cry. They're just ripping off
God.
Devil May Cry." And I'm like, "Do you guys do realize that they worked for Capcom at one point, and Capcom made Devil May Cry? Shinji Mikami, Devil May Cry started off as a Resident Evil game. Just saying."
Really?
They don't.
Looks like
Kids
Devil
don't
May
know
Cry.
their history.
Well, kids are just.
But-
I mean, it's not even just the kids; it's a grown ass man.
No, these are
Well,
grown
that's
people.
actually what it is. Yeah,
These are
sad.
mid-20s somethings.
But see, the new thing is they're putting on Twitter that they finished it, right? So they're putting up the little achievement for finishing the game, and they're showing the percentage. Like, oh, look, 6.36% of the people got this achievement. I guess Xbox players just talk about Xbox and don't actually play games. I'm like, what? What?
I'm like,
What?
dude, I don't.
Why is that the clout? Like,
I don't finish most of the games I play because motherfucker, I ain't got time. But that don't mean I don't enjoy it.
thank you. Like, bro, like I'll finish it eventually. Like, you know how much stuff I have sitting, waiting to be played? Like, man.
And I sit there and play a video game you can't beat, which is Overwatch.
Yeah, I mean, they just.
Yeah, there you go.
That's your fault.
It just beats you. That's all
It
it
beats
does.
you. Yep,
Yeah.
that's it. Yep.
Over the head. Multiple
Yeah.
times.
And then they talk to me in chat and tell me I'm trash.
Yep.
I love
Uninstall.
the chat. The chat is so much comedy for me. I love the chat, especially when they go off on somebody, like, and it's like banter between our team and the other team. And I'm like, ooh, shoot.
That's the only reason I leave it on. I
Look at
want
this drama in the chat.
to know when
Yep.
somebody's tilted. That's why I leave the chat on. I'm like, y'all tilted? Yep. Y'all tilted.
That's the biggest thing. Like last night we were playing, and I chose Brigitte, and the dude would not choose a character. He's like, "Get off Brigitte now." And I was like, "Okay, fine. I'll switch to Baptiste." And then he chose his character.
I had a Doomfist yelling at me last night in chat. He just kept saying, healers change. Healers change. Healers change.
Yep.
What?
I
guess.
love the chat. Oh, man, I love the chat.
Oh, shit. Oh, I love it. I can't wait. I'm pumped for Tuesday. So many changes coming. I think that Roadhog rework is in there too.
I think so.
Oh,
needs to be.
shit. That game.
Yeah.
No map pools in Season 4. Oh,
Y'all get so excited about a game that you motherfucking hate.
I love that
True.
game. I love that game. I complain about it because I play so much and I see all the bad sides, but I love that game.
Destiny turned into Overwatch for me.
Yeah, but
'Cause
you
if
left
you remember-
Game you
Overwatch.
hate, but you play
If you
anyway.
remember, 4 years, I played Destiny for 4 years. And then hated it and said I'll never play it again. And then I played Overwatch for 5 years and hated it and said I'd never play it again.
This May will be my 7th consecutive year playing Overwatch.
I mean, technically, it will be mine too. Like
Well, I never
I played
quit.
some last year.
But yeah,
I quit for like half a year last year.
that's still that's a break. You lose your punch card.
You
Oh
lose
my
your
God.
streak.
You know what? Let's go make a YouTube video about it and argue
Oh,
about
shoot.
who's the better gamer.
You gotta put a background of a wall of games behind each of you on the verses.
That's right.
For the
Yeah.
for the picture.
And the
The
thumbnail.
problem with Overwatch in giant yellow block
Yeah,
text.
and
Yep.
then I'm gonna be on video with all my digital games behind me.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
And I have a very
Oh,
disappointed
man.
look on my face.
yes.
Oh man.
I shouldn't be bragging that I've played consecutive 7 years of one game.
You shouldn't. I was about to say that's a lot of Overwatch, nigga. That's a whole lot of Overwatch. Like, because
Oh,
I
yeah.
took a break too, but I took a multi-year break. Like, we played hard 2016 when it came out. I think we fell off probably 2017, 2018, and then we dabbled maybe in 2020, and then I haven't played for real until I started playing with y'all. Like, yeah,
For 4 years, I played that game every single day.
man,
I mean, I'm still
Okay.
going.
that's love, man. That's you love that game.
No, I
That
fucking
was-
hated it.
The thing that kills me the most is when they updated the game that like my settings got reset in the game. So like it claims now I've only played like 1,100 hours, and I'm mad about that because on Xbox I can tell you how long I've played that game. I've played that game 160 days, 18 hours, and 28 minutes.
Jesus. Like the next tick for you when it like changes, it's just not even gonna say numbers. It's just gonna say too long. That's all it's gonna say.
It's gonna go back to 0. It's gonna be the odometer. It's gonna go back to 0.
100. I'm approaching 161 days.
I couldn't even tell you how many because I did most of my playing on PC and then switched to Xbox toward the end of Overwatch 1.
My stats in the game are broken now. It says I've only played 1,100 hours, which I had more than that in the first game. Like before the second game even came out. I don't know why my stats got reset. I don't know. It doesn't. It also, like, if you go in and you know how they got those drop downs so you can look at past seasons.
Yeah.
It only goes back to 31. So like the previous 30 seasons that I played, my records are not there. And I don't know
they've
why.
had 30 seasons of Overwatch.
Obnoxious.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. That's man.
This is season 3.
To put in perspective, Diablo 3 is on season like 27, and that's been out for how long?
Hey man, Overwatch 2 has been out for 7 years. Think about that. 7 years. It's approaching a decade. A decade. That game.
Obnoxious.
That game is old.
Well, Ryan, what's the most played game you've ever played?
Man, I don't know. Probably City of Heroes.
Okay.
It's got to be an MMO. You know, like I put hundreds and hundreds of hours into Morrowind, hundreds of hours into Skyrim, right? Oblivion, but I think probably City of Heroes. The original WoW, maybe, because I started playing it in beta, but I fell off of that before the first expansion even came out. So
City of Heroes, how many hours would you say you have in that?
Oh, I don't even know. Probably, I mean, not the same level that you guys have in this kind of stuff, but probably, I don't know, 600 or 700.
That's nothing to shy about.
So I just did the math. I've played 3,858 hours of Overwatch.
That's
too many.
That's what I'm saying.
Mine.
Like,
I'm going to turn on my Xbox right now.
It's just gonna say too many.
I can't.
Mine probably is World of Warcraft, honestly, which is probably up there with Ryan. It's probably like 500 or 600 hours because I played. I didn't fall off until. Oh man!
I have more time.
Expansions.
I have more time in one character in Overwatch than y'all have in World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I would say that's a fair assessment for me as well.
That's insane. My God.
One character.
I'm loading in right now.
One character.
So how do I find this? The career profile.
Well, are you on your system or are you on the app?
I'm on my system.
Oh, I don't. In the system, you have to go to the game, and boot it up, and then like in the achievements tab, there's a stats tab.
Okay, I see overview. According to this, it's competitive. Okay, never mind.
Oh, you're looking in the game itself. No, that thing is broken because it didn't carry over Overwatch 1. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I was saying I was mad in the game. I'm doing it on my Xbox OS level.
Wait, this isn't counting.
Drop down to competitive, and you'll see that it only goes back to season 31.
Well, there's a tab right here to the side that says 1,490 hours.
Yeah, that's not accurate. Mine says 1,100. Do you believe that?
Okay.
So.
All right. I would venture to guess probably around 2,300 hours.
That's way too many, y'all.
I mean,
right? Like Jesus.
Over 7 years? Is it really? Is it really that much?
Yes.
7 years?
Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot of Overwatch.
That's like Overwatch. That's like 6 months game time, right? 160 days for me. A little more than 6 months of gameplay time.
Well, previously to that, Ken, what would have been your longest played?
Oh my god.
StarCraft 2 or StarCraft?
StarCraft 2 probably. I probably put about 1,500 hours in that game. And then before that's probably Halo 2 because Ryan could attest that we played for like a year and a half.
Oh yeah, we played a lot of Halo 2.
Yeah, we played almost every night for almost a year and a half, Halo 2. That shit went on for a long time.
Yeah, I played probably the first Gears of War. I played online with a big group of guys for probably about a year and a half. I would say I probably had about 300-400 hours in the Gears of War 1.
I still can't get over the fact that I didn't even want to play Overwatch when it came out.
Yeah, no, me and Jay had to convince you to play it.
Yep, they sent me a code and I was like, I'm gonna play it, and I started playing it, and man, it just there it went.
Yep,
there it went. I hit diamond this week.
Drew, do you feel disgusted at what you've done to Ken?
Not particularly. I did it to myself too. I had to have friends with me to do it.
And then he left, and I stuck around.
Yeah. And then I came back.
That's the crazy thing. It's like this is a game. It's like, and you know it's true. It's better when you play with people. Like it's so much fun when we all get on and play.
Yeah.
Y'all left me for like a year and a half, and I still play.
Dude, I left you for like 7 months.
That's a long time when there's no content.
Yeah, that's why I quit playing because there was no content.
I didn't.
Man, you are a trooper, right? Because you just was still just running the same stuff. Wow, man.
Yeah.
For a
no
straight
updates,
year and a
no
half.
nothing.
Yeah, for a straight year and a half. After Echo dropped, there was literally like nothing for like a year and a half.
Nothing.
Yep. And I
don't know.
Just kept playing it.
So there's your good question to pose to our audience that's listening. What's the longest hours played in a game? How many hours is it? And what game is it? Let us know.
Yeah, I'm curious if anybody's as pathetic as I am.
I mean, aside from Overwatch League players, I don't think you and me...
That's
I don't think the casual person has that many hours.
No, but I can say that after all the years of giving him shit, all it took was Anthony playing one weekend. He was all in. He played with us.
That's true. That's true.
He's played 2 full seasons with us.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, that ain't gonna be me.
Yeah, Ryan is like, I ain't even installing it. It ain't even on
It's been
hard
installed.
drive.
I've tried it twice.
Did you play training matches or did you play actual matches?
I played both. And I'm gonna tell you that it is not for me.
Oh, so funny.
What is it you don't like about it?
Pretty much the game.
That's
like just the game.
He just try to do digs now.
No, it's just not. It's not for me. I don't like competitive shooters anymore. And this one, I'm sure it's good, but it's just not. It's not something I'm interested in.
That's the thing is like you couldn't pay me to play a competitive first person shooter in 2016.
Nope.
And then all of a sudden I played Overwatch with Jay. It was the beta. And Jay was like, just try out whoever you want to. And I kept saying, is there a big tank guy? He said, yeah, choose Reinhardt. I chose Reinhardt and I was hooked instantly.
That video is still on our YouTube channel, by the way.
It is, yeah. It is the first play of the game that you get is when you're hooked.
I'm interested to see what they bring back for post-event stuff. Like they're coming back to that stuff, like being on fire, which they took away. I miss the cards. Like I feel like the cards were very like they built you up.
Well, it also showed the other players like how well you did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it wasn't just like, oh, he did this amount of healing, and you can easily look at that. But the card of like, you spent this much time on the payload, you know, actually doing the correct job.
Yep. Like I miss those cards. Those were very cool. And they used to have a stat to tell you how many cards you had. I had way too many cards. Dude, my damage numbers in like the back end of that game now are in the billions, I think. So
yeah.
Like I'm the guy that breaks the UI on the back end of these games. Oh Lord, anyway, let's wrap this bitch up. If you want to tweet us, it's at ZTGD Podcast. If you want to shoot us an email, it's podcast@ztgd.com. If you want to follow us on Twitter, I have no idea why you'd want to. I'm at ZTGD, Ryan's at Wombat RP, Terrence is at Lord Magnus, Drew is at DML Fury. You can also check out Phoenix Down, Like a Dragon.
Right. Like a Dragon.
That line, Ken, reminded me of the Mitch Hedberg stand-up where he says, if you want to talk to me out after the show, I'll be, and he points to the back of the room and he goes, real fucking surprised.
That's how I feel sometimes. So, like, it is what it is. But no, I think that's it. Unless anybody has anything else, we'll get out of here. Peace, bitches.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.